In this video, we are going to go over a couple special features of Pipeflow Professional. These features are data link and data import. Data link is our data export feature of the program, whereas data import is our data import feature of the program. There are a couple other programs that are required to use these features. These are Microsoft Excel and Notepad. Here, I have a simple HVAC model that I want to export some information to Excel and then import new data into the model. The information that I'm interested in is the valve positions. To get the information out of Pipeflow, I'm going to use Datalink to export the data to Microsoft Excel. To do this, I'm going to calculate my model, and then press the Send to Datalink button here. This button can also be found under the Tools drop-down menu. Now, I need to move to Microsoft Excel. In Excel, I'm going to go to the Data section and choose From Other Sources, From Microsoft Query. A dialog box will open, and I will choose Pipeflow Datalink from the menu, and click OK. This will then open the query wizard where I can choose the device and information that I want from Pipeflow. I will then click the plus next to Control Valve, and then select Name and use the right arrow to move it over to the right. And then repeat the steps with Elevation and Control Valve settings. Then I will click Next and Next again to get to the Sort menu. Then I will sort my list by the valve name and return the data to Microsoft Excel by clicking Finish. Now I need to specify where on the spreadsheet I want my table to start and click OK. Now the table has filled in and I can use the data in other calculations if needed. But what if I was only interested in one valve instead of all of them? With Datalink, it is possible to pull out a specific piece of data to use in other calculations. This function that we use for this is called the DLQ function. This function requires that you specify the table name, field name, and the device name to pull out the single piece of information required. Here's the format that is required to use the DLQ function. As you can see, all the pieces of the information required are included and separated by commas. I am now going to show you an example of how the DLQ function works. I want to know the velocity of the suction pipe of my PRI pump of my HVAC model. Therefore, in Pipeflow, I'm going to calculate my system and send the data to Datalink. Then in Excel, I'm going to start writing my function. First, I call the DLQ function. Then I call the table, which is pipe. Then I call the field name or the calculated data that I want, so that would be velocity. Finally, I'm going to specify what pipe I want the velocity for. The name of the suction pipe for the PRI pump is P44. Then I will hit Enter on my keyboard and the data will fill in. The next feature I want to go over is data import. Data import is where you can import design data into Pipeflow Professional. Data import uses Python scripting language written in Notepad to assign the design data to the device. Just like Datalink, there is a basic format for the data import script. This portion is used to define the current Pipeflow session. The next portion is accessing the currently open piping system model. The Get Device portion is selecting the specific device type along with the specific device using the device name. And finally, you can either set the field name and value, which sets the design parameter and specified setting of that parameter, or you can set the field name and the value and its unit, which sets both the value and the unit as the design parameter. Now that we have an idea of what information is required for data import files, I'm going to go over an example. Using the same model as Datalink, I want to change some of the valves to a new manual position and the others to a new flow rate. I have already written the code for most of the valves. I just have one more that needs to be defined. This valve is named ball V8. I want to change this valve to a new %open. Therefore, I'm going to first call the current Pipeflow session with Pipeflow parentheses, then access the current open Pipeflow system with .doc parentheses. Now I need to get the device that I want to edit with get control valve, and then specify the valve with its name, which is ball V8. The next parameter that I need to specify is what I want my valve to be with control_valve_settings. I'm setting this valve to a manual position, therefore I will type manual, and since I'm not specifying a flow rate, I will specify it to be 0 by entering flow rate (0 kgps). I'm also not specifying the pressure of a back pressure valve or pressure regulating valve, so the pressure section will have a 0 as well. Therefore, the section of the code will be pressure (0 psi). The last number specified is the percent open. The ball valve is only open 50%, and therefore I will enter 50. Now I will close the statement with a double parentheses. Now that all my statements are written for all the devices that I want to change, I need to save my file as a Python file with the extension .py. After I have saved the file, I'm going to bring up my pipeflow model. Then I will click the Data Import button found here on the toolbar or in the Tools drop-down menu. A dialog box will open and I will browse to my data import file and click Open. Pipeflow will then read my file and make my specified changes. A dialog will appear to tell me if I have any errors in my code. I have no errors, and therefore I am going to close this dialog. As you can see, all of my valves have changed to the new positions and flow rates that I specified. Finally, there are some more advanced features of data import, such as creating data import files in Microsoft Excel or creating a single script to read multiple project files and lineups, but I'm not going to cover those in this video. If you are interested in these features, you can find instructions on how to perform these operations from the help file found under Help, Contents, Data Import. I hope you have found this video helpful, and for further questions, please contact our solutions line at the phone number or email provided on your screen.